MLB divisional races we got right here. We got the MLB division races coming with the playoffs coming within about a few weeks away. So let's get our division races.
All right, who wants to start with the AL East? I don't think we ever really fully decided who's got what division. Who wants to start with the AL East? Otherwise, I can take it away.
I'm the NL East, but I can help you out with the AL
I got
East if you
AL
want.
West here.
Okay, so the American League East here to start, right? Toronto, the best record still by half a game in the American League. They're leading the division. They've had themselves a phenomenal season so far. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. playing like the MVP once again. Slight fall off in his stats, but he's still been terrific. Bo Bichette is who's been the MVP of this team, though. 42 doubles on the season. He's leading the American League. 177 hits. He's leading the American League. Still 18 homers, slugging 477, on base over 350. He's been terrific all season long. I still look at the Yankees. I know a few weeks ago that I was talking about the Yankees possibly missing the playoffs. They have been red hot since then. In their last, if I'm doing my math right, they've won 8 of their last 10, and they're currently facing Houston. They lost last night. They have 1 more at Houston today before they have 3 against Toronto this weekend. This weekend series is going to be the biggest series of the year for both teams. Right now, the Yankees are only 3.5 out from Toronto. If they sweep that series, they're a half game out until we include what happens today for both teams. If I'm not mistaken, Toronto is off today. So if the Yankees win, they're only 3 games back. They lose their 4. Now there's another team still waiting in the wings. The Boston Red Sox are tied record-wise with the Yankees for that second place spot in the AL East. They're also only 3.5 games out. They also have an off day today. The Red Sox are unfortunately rooting for their biggest rival, and they've had some solid hitters this year, Alex Bregman being the main story here. But speaking of stories, Trevor Story, a resurgent year, 3.5 WAR season, 23 homers, 742 OPS. The glove looks like it's back. Ceddanne Rafaela, a 4 WAR season in center field. Jarren Duran, a 4 WAR season out in left. Their bench has been okay. Roman Anthony, welcome to the Roman Empire. 3 WAR in 70 games. Across a full season, that's a 7 WAR year. A lot of MVPs win off of 7 WAR, 8 WAR seasons. He's been terrific. Romy Gonzalez, another rover in the infield. He's been terrific. The pitching has looked solid since the All-Star break. Garrett Crochet, Brian Bello, Lucas Giolito, and others. Aroldis Chapman has still not allowed a hit or run in over a month. He might have allowed 1 hit in the last month. Boston is one of the hottest teams in baseball. This division race, is the most entertaining race in baseball. Yankees Blue Jays is must watch this weekend. The Red Sox have Arizona for 3 in Arizona this weekend. Arizona is a middle of the road team, still a good offense, pitching kind of stinks. This is going to be a fun race to watch. There's a world in which all 3 of these teams could win the division. And unfortunately, one of these teams might miss the playoffs because Houston, Seattle, and Texas, who is red hot right now, are still hot on the Red Sox and Yankees tails. Interesting race. Going to be fun.
Your best.
We
Drew, your
cannot
mic is
hear
muted.
you.
Yeah, we
Mike's
cannot hear you,
muted,
Drew.
buddy.
I guess I should claim a division, shouldn't I? I'll go AL Central because I've seen a little bit of the AL Central recently. I was just in Cleveland on Friday. Front runners, the Tigers, they did enough against the Royals to put them away, I think, in terms of the division race that in their most recent series. Even though they're on a rough stretch, they've been very shaky. They have very strong pushes, and then they have very
My
low
pops does know
valleys.
baseball.
But yeah, I mean they're fine. The Guardians and Royals are still interesting in the wild card race. The Guardians just went and picked up 2 out of 3 against Seattle at home. That was a big deal. They held Cal Raleigh to basically he was mute for pretty much the entire series. The Royals, man, if they can just stay healthy and they can get some of that hitting going, they will be a fun little wild card team if they can make it. But I mean, it's kind of tough to see because there's probably about 5 teams in that wild card race right now. So I think that if there's going to be anybody that comes in the wild card, if I had to pick one of either the Royals or the Guardians to make that wild card, I would have to say the Royals, just because they have more going for them overall. So I think if anything, the Royals have a chance. The Guardians obviously still have a chance, but I don't think they make it. Twins, they've been playing whatever. I think everybody had a little bit higher expectations for them, but what were you gonna do once you had your entire team depleted at the deadline? So that's a tough loss for them. But White Sox, I mean, they're fun, they're chippy. It's little they're gonna bite your kneecaps a little bit. They're a young team.
Hey, as David
fun
Pollier
baseball.
tells us every single day, Colson Montgomery is next
bro.
up.
He acting like he's stuck coming a freaking Aaron Judge or something.
Yeah.
Well, he's been hot. He's been
He's
great.
been hot. I mean, Cole Horton has been hot. We don't call him Cy Young.
Why not? I'm joking. Relax.
All right, who would like the AL West?
That would be me. So,
Chris.
starting off the top, we got the Houston Astros. Kind of middling to start the season. Got red hot June, July. They've kind of been tapering off a bit from that, playing about 500 balls since then. Good roster. They added Carlos Correa back at the deadline. Good team. They could make some noise come October. Not as nearly as stacked as their previous years, but there's still a lot of firepower here if they want to make a deep run. I think the Seattle Mariners, they've gone on runs this year. They're kind of a spurty team where they'll go on a hot streak and then a cold streak. Right now they're on a cold streak. They just got swept by the Rays this week, which is really discouraging when you're trying to make a playoff push in September. I think this roster is very talented. There's a lot of talent on this team, a lot of good players. They made aggressive moves at the deadline to try and go for a World Series push. My brother, who's a huge baseball fan, has them as a World Series favorite has the Mariners as a World Series contender in his eyes, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but there's a lot of talent on that team. The pitching hasn't quite been as good as they're used to, but the hitting's picked it up a little bit. Cal Raleigh obviously is in the MVP conversation. Texas is a team who's hanging around the wild card spot. There's 3 over 500 right now, 5.5 back in the division. They're just pitching, and more pitching. That pitching staff is really, really solid, possibly the best in the MLB. But the hitting core, on and off, they got Corey Seager still there. Marcus Semien has star potential, even though he hasn't quite lived up to it in this year, especially. But I mean, if they get hot, and we got all 6 now, but
What's up, fellas?
he made it. But
Is it
and then obviously the Angels and the A's are still a ways off from contention, but definitely for sure 2 teams that can make a run in October if they get hot in that division.
Well, everyone, this is the full podcast. All 6 guys on here together.
This has got to be the first time.
This is the first time ever. I'm pretty sure
this has ever happened.
Hey now.
This is your full Shot of Sports team.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Does it feel good? Does it feel good, guys? Does it feel like heaven?
It feels like
think so.
home. What are you talking about? Yeah, this feels like
I
back
think so.
in the studio.
No, did Josh Allen deserve the MVP last year?
Yes.
I don't want to get back into this. Now I got to edit.
No. Anyways,
In one word.
Drew's-
Yes.
All right, that's enough. All right,
Move on.
We got to move on to, we'll do the rest of the MLB divisional rankings. We could possibly do that tomorrow as well, since we need some more to talk about tomorrow. We'll do the NL side tomorrow.
we don't.
We really don't, but we want to.
We can though. We will.
Just get back to the topic that we had at hand instead of having to cut into other things. But